次に死にたいやつ、前に出ろ。
What's up everyone, it's Edo here. Finally, the final and a long-awaited special guest character from Fist of the North Star is here in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and that's none other than the man with the 7 scars, Kenshiro. In today's video, I will be showcasing his moveset, showing off gameplay matches, and also I will be giving my overall review of Kenshiro towards the end of the video. Massive thank you and shout out to SNK for providing me with early access to cover on the channel. And now without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright everyone, so we have Kenshiro right here in training mode for City of the Wolves, and let's just go ahead and jump into his movement first. So he has a run, not a dash, and his run speed is pretty fast. So he can get across the screen pretty well and very fast. And then you have his backdash. Goes pretty good distance. So overall, Kenshiro is a pretty fast character. If you're worried about him being slow, you don't have to worry about that. He is definitely a pretty fast character, and he excels at rushdowns. I know a lot of you guys will have fun moving around with this character, so remember he has a run, not a dash. Okay, so now let's go ahead and jump into his normal. So we have forward light punch, crouching light punch, stand light kick, then crouching light kick. His heavy buttons, we have forward heavy punch, which he does like a back fist and it moves him forward a bit. Pretty good button. Then crouching heavy punch. And then we have forward heavy kick. And then his sweep. Then now we're going on to his jump normal. So we have jump light punch, jump light kick, and just like everybody's jump light kick in the game, it can cross up. So this is a good button to use for cross ups. And then going on next, we have jump heavy punch, jump heavy kick. So those are all his far and jump buttons. We're going to go ahead and jump into his close normals. So we have close light punch. Then we have close light kick. And then going on to his heavy buttons, we have close heavy punch. And then close heavy kick. And for close heavy punch and close heavy kick, you can feint cancel it. And also special cancel off of it. So yeah. Alright, now it's time for his command normals. So he has 2 of them. And for the first one, we have for light punch. And it's a little overhead chop that is good to throw out in pressure, especially when your opponent is crouching too much. So you're +5 if it hits, so you have enough time to link a light punch into a special. So you can get like a little mini combo there. So this is pretty good to have. And then for his other command normal, he has light punch and heavy punch at the same time. And he does the series of multi punches. And you mainly want to use this mainly to link off your stand light kick. So you can do something like this. And it can be canceled into a special or EX special, which is really good. So yeah, all his command normals are very good to use. So definitely keep that in mind when playing Kenshiro. Okay, so with his normals out the way, let's go ahead and start off with his specials. So starting off, we have quarter circle forward, light punch. And this move here is mainly good for combo enders as well to use in combos. So you can link the light punch version off of your heavy button, so you can do something like this. You do something like that, right? And then for the heavy punch version, it crosses up. And the heavy version is really good for a mix-up tool off of your pressure. So say if I have Mr. Karate on block, right? He's guarding, right? If I do something like heavy kick, instead of feinting the heavy kick, I can go into this move here, the heavy version, and I can call out him pressing a button. So if he presses a button, he will get counter hit and I can get a combo off of this. So the heavy version is really good to mix up your pressure and your timings. And the EX version also crosses up, but this is mainly good for combos. So I'll showcase that off now. So yeah, so keep that in mind. This move here is very good for combos, and the heavy version is good for a cross up and to mix in with your pressure game. Going on to the next special, we have quarter circle back light punch. And this move here, he does like a hand thrust attack. And this is mainly good to do for combos off of your light buttons and heavy buttons. So I will showcase that right now. So this is a pretty good move to do off of your light buttons. Meanwhile, for the heavy version, it has longer startup. 29 frame startup for the heavy version. And this is mainly good to basically sneak this in within pressure, because say if my opponent is sleeping at the wheel and he doesn't press a button in time, if I get this move off on block, I am +2. So say if my opponent jabs after blocking this move, I am plus enough to take my turn back with a jab. So keep that in mind, that the light version is good for combos. Meanwhile, for the heavy version, is good for pressure. For the EX version of this move, it's mainly your beginner combo tool for chaining into other EX moves, basically. So you can do something like this. Into whatever you want. So definitely keep that in mind, that again, the light version is good for combos for your light buttons. Meanwhile, for the heavy version is good for pressure, and the EX version is good for starting your EX chain combos. Next, we have quarter circle forward light kick, and he has multi kicks that is very good to use within pressure and combos. So this is what the light kick version looks like. And then for the heavy kick version, he does more kicks and ends it off with a big kick at the end. And for the heavy kick version, you can break it. So say if you're using this move in pressure, he doesn't do the heavy kick at the end. And then for the EX version, it is the same with a different follow-up, but in pressure, you can also break it as well. So you see he doesn't do the follow-up at the end as well. So this is pretty good to use within pressure and also in combos. So definitely keep that in mind when you're playing Kenshiro. Going on to the next move in Kenshiro's kit, we have quarter circle back light kick and heavy kick. So this move here is a counter to projectiles. So for the light kick and heavy kick version of the counter, you can reflect back the normal fireballs. So this is what it looks like. And you do have to time it well to the opponent. You cannot just throw it out in neutral because it's not active for very long. So you have to get the timing down. So that's what it looks like when you reflect it back at the opponent. And then for the EX version of this counter, it reflects light, heavy, and also EX versions of projectiles. So I will set Mr. Karate on EX. And if you time it well, he will reflect the projectile back at the opponent, and it applies this static effect on the opponent, which I will get into that later on down the line, because this effect here is very important within Kenshiro's kit. But yeah, he does reflect the projectiles back, and this is very good to have within his kit. especially in neutral, because there are a lot of characters in this game with a lot of fireballs. So definitely keep that in mind, that you want to time this very well to fireballs, and if you do it very successfully, you can get a static effect on the opponent with the EX version. So this is very good for Kenshiro, and it's a good move to use. For the next move, we have DP Light Kick, and this move here is basically a second counter. So not only he has one counter that reflects projectiles, but he has two. So for the Light Kick and Heavy Kick version of this move, he can kick away normal projectiles. So this is what it looks like when you time it well. As you guys can see, he does kick away the projectile. Same for the heavy version. He does kick away the projectile here. And then for the EX, of course, just like the first counter, it reflects the projectile back at the opponent. So yeah, that's what it looks like. It's very good, especially to use in full screen if your opponent is definitely trying to zone you out with projectiles and you don't really have your JD timings down, or you're trying to jump over or hop over fireballs. You literally can just kick away and start to inch your way up close to your opponent, which is very good. So this is definitely a good move to use in neutral. And just like the first counter, you cannot reflect super projectiles, but you can go over them with this move here too. So I would set Karate to do this super, and if you time it well, you don't kick away the projectile, but you can hop over it. So this is definitely insane that Kenshiro can do this in this game. And you can also have time to run up to your opponent and maybe probably start to do pressure, or to just basically look at them and see what they're going to do next. So yeah, keep that in mind, that the light and heavy version of this move can kick away normal projectiles. Meanwhile, the EX can reflect back the fireballs to the opponent. Going on to the next move, we have DP Light Punch and Heavy Punch, and this is basically Kenshiro's DP. So that is the Light Punch version. And for the Heavy Punch version, it looks the same, just has longer startup. And just like every DP within the game, the heavy version and EX version can be braked. So this is what it looks like when you break it. And you can combo right after it into whatever you want. And then for the EX version, that's what it looks like. And you can also break the EX version as well, like I said earlier. And you can combo into whatever you want as well. So this is really good to use in combos and also to anti-air your opponent. It's just a standard DP, and it's very good. Has really good range on it, especially if your opponent jumps high up in the air. So definitely keep that in mind when you're playing Kenshiro when he releases this month. For the last move, we have Kotosuko for Light Punch and Heavy Punch in the air. And he does multi-punches. So this is good to use in combos as well as a good anti-air. So say if your DPs aren't perfect, if your opponent does jump at you and you have really good reactions and you can TK pretty well, you can anti-air your opponent with this move here. So this is pretty good to use. And for the heavy version, he can do the same thing. Has longer startup though, but it gets the job done. And for the EX version of this move, it's mainly good to use in combos. So you can do something like this. Do something like that. And it looks freaking cool. Like, it definitely looks like he has some type of air combos in the game. And I love it. I really love this move. It looks so freaking cool. And I definitely recommend using it. Okay, so I can finally talk about this blue effect that I know many of you guys are wondering about. This effect here, I'll call it Shock State. And what this gives Kenshiro, it gives him more damage as well as more combo routes and enders. So say if you chain your EX move together for your standard normal combo, it will pop the opponent in the air slightly to get more damage and different routes. So I'll showcase one combo that you can get when you pop Shock State in the middle of an EX chain, and one combo that you can do with leaving Shock State on the opponent and not popping it. So for the first combo, this is what it looks like when you apply it. So that's what it looks like when you apply shock state but not pop it. For the second combo, this is what it looks like when you stack shock state and get the full rewards off of it. It's pretty cool, right? So this changes a lot within his combo game. You definitely want to sit down and learn what goes into what, and you definitely want to also understand, should I use shock state in this moment to get more damage and cash out, or do I want to save it for the next touch and kill my opponent? It's a very cool effect, and how to apply this effect, you can use it off of any EX move and rev blow. So yes, his rev blows also applies this effect, and his ground and air rev blow applies this, and it's very strong. So say if I want to go for a different ground combo route with using rev blow and stacking shock state, I can use a EX chain into rev blow and get a wall bounce, which is insane. So that's what it looks like when you use a rev blow in the middle of shock state, and you can get basically a light DP ender or super here in this moment, which is pretty cool. So that's basically this effect here. I know many of you guys were wondering what this effect does, and hopefully I explained it well enough for you guys to understand, because this is the most technical part within Kenshiro's kit. Everything else is pretty simple to understand, but this is definitely the meat and potatoes within his kit. So I can't wait to see what you guys come up with within his routes when he drops this month. He's definitely a fun character and has so much stuff to work with, so I can't wait. For the next section of the video, we have his command combos, and he has two of them. So for the first one, he has crouching heavy punch, heavy kick into rev blow, and this is what it looks like. Pretty simple. It's a very good target combo to use, especially when you're very heavy on rev meter, or if you don't want to spend rev meter at all, you can just link something simple like this into shock state, especially if you're in SPG. So this is a very good target combo to use. And for his second target combo, while jumping, you have light kick into light punch. So that's what it looks like. And you can link off into another light button into DP from this target combo, which is pretty cool. So his target combos are very good to use. I definitely recommend using both of them. So if you want something easy and simple and access to damage, definitely use his target combos. Okay, now we're on to the final piece within his moveset, and that is his supers. Starting off, we have double quarter circle forward light punch. And this is basically a single hit strike move, and this is really good to use in combos. So you can do something like this. My bad, I messed up. Very good to use for combo enders for damage. So that's what the light version looks like. You have the heavy punch version, level 2. It's pretty cool. I love the animation on it, and it is definitely a lot of callbacks to his anime, especially all of his moves. So I'm happy to see this in his kit. I'm gonna do it again. It's pretty freaking cool. Basically mocking the opponent. It's so cool. So that is his red line version. And then going on to his kick supers, double quarter circle forward light kick. This is another super that applies shock state, and you can also combo into the special here if your opponent is grounded. So this is what it looks like when you combo this move here. It's pretty sick. So keep that in mind with the light version and also heavy version of this move. You can combo this while your opponent is grounded, but if they're in the air, it will whiff. So you cannot combo while juggling your opponent. For the heavier version of it, this is what it looks like in level 2 state. Bit more damage, and it puts your opponent in a stun state, which is insane. So if you basically combo this on your opponent, you have enough time to run in and start another combo, which is insane. So this is very cheap, I'm not gonna lie. I really like it, but it's very cheap. So you can run in, push them to the corner, and just go from there. And just get the damage. So this is definitely very cool. None of his supers can be braked. You definitely have to commit to your supers, but they're very cool and it gets the job done and they do a good amount of damage. So those were his supers. Let's go ahead and jump into his level 3 now, which is the final piece to Kenshiro's kit, and that is double quarter circle forward, ref button. It's so cool. I really love this hitting gear here. A lot of impact, the camera, the motion blur, everything within this hitting gear here is so freaking cool. They did an amazing job. SNK did an amazing job with Kenshiro in this game. I love it. It's so cool. And of course, I know a lot of you guys are wondering, does he have the special catchphrase at the end of the hitting gear? He does. Only if you kill your opponent with the hitting gear. So this is what it looks like when you kill your opponent and end the game off. The vest comes off. What? The words pops up. And he says the thing. It's so cool. SNK cook. They cook. So definitely, if you're comboing your opponent, and if your opponent's in the red and you see Kenshiro's vest pops off in the middle of this hitting gear, that means you will trigger that effect within his super. If it doesn't kill, then the vest doesn't pop off. So that's definitely something to take note of when you're playing Kenshiro. But I will do this again because SNK cook. I really love every aspect within Kenshiro's kit in this game. They did a wonderful job. I'm so happy. So sick. It's so cool, man. I love it. It's very fire. I'm happy with it. So yeah, that was basically all of Kenshiro's moves. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think it's about time we go ahead and jump into some CPU matches and showcase what I've been labbing with Kenshiro. Let's go ahead and jump into that. Okay, we're here with the CPU fights, and just like every early access, we're doing the first of 2 with the CPU. Let's go ahead and show some Kenshiro off. The stance, the cracking the knuckles, cinema. Alright, Geese, you ready? I'm gonna try my best to showcase some sick combos. And basically just try my best to showcase his kit in action best way I can. Start with something light. Back up. Break it. For a throw. There we go. Let's get some routes going. It's a super. Let's go. Let's get some combos going. Alright, Kenshiro, pop off. I love it. His demeanor, character, like SNK kept everything intact with Kenshiro. I'm a big fan. I really love it. Okay. Geese is definitely trying to go on offense here. Try to whip punish that. It's a bit late. Try to get some pushback going. Alright. Okay. Geese is really fighting back. Okay. Alright, I know what to do. Shock state. Give me. Uh-huh. Let me get some combo routes going. Leave the shock state on. Ooh. Oh, we're not dead yet, though. Let's go into super here. Get something simple there. Woo! Pop out the vest. And I love how he talks so much trash. I'm a fan. Let's go ahead and jump into the second game. I'm gonna try my best to showcase a stun combo or hopefully hidden gear if I can. But that's if I can get off on the CPU. Sometimes it definitely is difficult to fight the CPU. I'm not gonna lie, cause reading the inputs. Alright, we got a combo there. Going to that. Get some chip going. Plus. Nope. Woo! Ah, he's so freaking fun. I love his combos. So satisfying. It feels like I'm doing anime combos, like, I'm not gonna lie. Especially the air punches. Love it. Okay. Ooh, okay. My fault. My fault, G. Try to run up throw. Call me out on it. Not bad. Back up. Forward throw. Woo! Nice rub love from the CPU there. Oh. Alright, stun combo. Let's go. Woo! Other side. Alright, we got the stun combo. We'll take it. We take it. Yeah. I know a lot of you guys are going to have fun with Kenshiro when he drops this month. I can't wait to see all the different types of routes that y'all will come up with and just figure out what y'all do with his general kit. Like, he has a lot of crazy stuff and I look forward to it. So, hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. I think it's about time we jump into the review for Kenshiro. Let's go ahead and jump into that. Finally, we have reached the final part of the video of my review for Kenshiro and City of the Wolves. After having time to learn and discover what Kenshiro can do, I found him to be another freeform character with a lot of combo routes that lead into huge damage, as well as a character that has multiple counters to shut down other characters in the roster who has a very good projectile game, as he can use both counters to reflect fireballs, creating more opportunities to apply pressure, or at certain ranges he can punish opponents and get a big combo reward, forcing them to think twice about zoning him out. Another tip I found very strong in Kenshiro's kit is the ability to apply shock state from any EX move, ref blow, and supers. This effect allows for different combo routes and enders, including stacking shock state twice in one combo, being able to stun the opponent, leading into a huge confirm that gives you options to either end the combo into a reset situation or to get a easy access to a double level 1 super as a combo ender for more damage. There's a lot to explore with this character's kit, and if you're a big fan of Kenshiro, I would say you will really enjoy him in the City of the Wolves rev system. In my opinion, he's pretty easy to pick up and play, and most of his combos flow pretty well. I think overall how Kenshiro flows within the game with movement and even combos, I feel like he might take the cake as my favorite DLC character for Fatal Fury. The last couple of things I cannot forget to mention are how well SNK portrayed Kenshiro in City of the Wolves. SNK has done an amazing job showcasing how cool Kenshiro is as a character, from showcasing his calm and serious demeanor in his intro and victory poses to having many different references from his iconic poses that have been shown in many different artworks, and as well as keeping his famous catchphrase during his Hidden Gear Super. You can clearly tell SNK really loves Kenshiro and Fist of the North Star, and as a Kenshiro fan myself, it brings me joy and excitement seeing him transition from his anime to a fighting game character again. Overall, Kenshiro being in City of Wolves is not only a collaboration or another character being in a fighting game, Kenshiro's inclusion in Fatal Fury is a love letter to Fist of the North Star fans and to the creator of the series. I think SNK did an excellent job with him, and he is the perfect character to end off Season 2 with a bang. For my final score, I give Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star a 10 out of 10. Now I want to know your thoughts. How do you feel about Kenshiro and what everything has been shown off in today's video? Let me know in the comments. Huge thank you again to SNK for providing me with early access to cover on the channel, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting that like button and that subscribe button for more fighting game content. And until next time, it is your boy Edo. Take it easy, stay safe, love y'all, peace out.